Hey everyone, I'd like to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. This is Hard Rockin' Topics. I'm your host. My name's Dan, and let's get into it for this week's episode. Now, as you can see, I'm still in this room as they're still working on the bathroom, and there's still a whole lot of stuff in the room I normally shoot in. So for the foreseeable future, and depending on how well I like it, I will continue to be shooting in here. With that being said, let's get into it for this week's topic. Now, for this week's topic, I'm going to be talking about the best metal vocalists right now. Now, of course, when we think about best metal vocalists, we think about guys like Ronnie James Dio, Bruce Dickinson, Rob Halford, and James Hetfield. But we're not looking at that. We're looking at best metal vocalists right now, and what that means is, for my criteria, is they've had to release an album from the beginning of 2011 up until right now. Now, also another thing that I'm looking at is their singing ability, and if they also do this, their screaming ability, and how well they combine the two, and how well it would sound if it would just stand apart. Now, we're going to start with Joey Belladonna, and last year Anthrax made its huge anticipated return, and it did not disappoint. He sounded fantastic. He still sounds just as good as he did way back in the 90s. He's obviously taking care of his voice. He can still hit those high notes. He can still get the job done. There's no doubt about it. Next, I'm going to be talking about the vocalist from Hammerfall. Now, I don't want to pronounce his name because I'm going to try to do it and it's going to sound really bad. So you guys, if you want to look it up, you can go see his name and you can see why I had a little bit of trouble, and I don't really feel like butchering it. But that being said, he's got an amazing range, and you kind of have to for the power metal genre. And he can hit those high notes. He can sing straight on, and he just sounds phenomenal. One of my favorite vocalists who just sings. Next we're going to be moving into the singing/screaming category, and I'm going to be starting with Ivan Moody of Five Finger Death Punch. Now, with him, I've always been a fan of his style. How he was in a band before that, being a Motor Grader. And he's definitely improved over the years. They released, Five Finger Death Punch released their third album last year, and he's really upped his game. He keeps the same formula, but it's a formula I like. I've always been a fan, like I've said, of the singing ability and the screaming ability, and I really feel like in any song, like one can stand on its own. There have been a few songs where he's just done singing and it sounded phenomenal. So if you haven't listened to them, go check him out. I mean, he's pretty fun to listen to. Alright, next I'm going to be talking about Rob Flynn of Machine Head. Of course, they released an album following the blackening last year, Unto the Locust. And he just continues to get better from album to album. His range is phenomenal singing wise, and he can scream with the best of them. I'm not a huge fan of when he tries to go for the high notes, but he more than makes up for it for the rest of his ability and his guitar playing ability. Now next, we'll be talking about Matt Heffy of Trivium. Now, their most recent album, it was released last year. I wasn't really a big fan of it, but I don't really hate it either. And the reason why is how much better his singing ability has gotten. I mean, we've all known how well he can scream. You listen to him scream and you know it's him. And that's one of the reasons why I've always liked his screaming ability. But he's obviously done a lot of work for singing. That was the huge bright spot on his latest album. He's really been working on it. He's really been focus to become, a better singer. And, you can go look it up. He's done an acoustic version of one of his songs on the new album. And it sounds absolutely phenomenal. So, go watch it right now. Right now! Okay, now I'll come back. Okay. Next, we're going to be moving to, let's see here, Tommy from Amorphous. Now, not a lot of people here in the States have really heard of them, or at least to my knowledge. But this guy, I'm a huge fan of how he sings. He's got a real deep voice, but he projects really well. His death metal screaming really complements it. It just sounds an amazing combination to me, and I've always been a fan of that. The deep singing style. It's just something I've always liked, because there have been times where I've tried to sing. I'm not great by any means, but that's kind of been a vocal style I've always wanted to portray, and he kind of does it better than just about anyone else out there as far as the deep singing ability goes. And lastly, but certainly not least, Jesse Leach, of course, with last year with Times of Grace, releasing a new album at the beginning of the year, so it does make the cut. And as recently, he has finally made his return to Killswitch Engage, even though he did have to audition with, I'm not even sure why he would have to, considering his track record. But being that as it may, I don't think there's any better metal vocalist right now than him. I mean, the range he has, how high he can get by singing, and his screaming ability still sounds just top notch. And you listen to any one of his songs where he's screaming all the way through or when he's singing all the way through, amazing. Now, a good example of his singing ability, go and listen to the acoustic version of Willing. Oh my god, it just absolutely blows me away. He can really sing just about any style. Obviously, as was seen, there was another song on that album, the Forgotten One, that's what it is, where it sounds really bluesy, and he pulls it off so well. I mean, the different styles that he can sing is just fantastic. It's really good. So he is my best metal vocalist right now. Obviously, I'm gonna be having different opinions from those of you who are watching, and that's what I want here on Hard Rockin' Topics. I want to hear what you guys think. I want to hear these new bands that maybe I haven't heard of who have phenomenal singers. That's what I want to hear. I enjoy having this musical discussion with just about anyone. And also, I'd like to give a brief mention before I end this video here. A band who recently started following me on Twitter, and I'm sure I'm going to get this wrong, but it's spelled Derdain. And I don't want to try to pronounce it because I'm sure I'm going to butcher it. Sorry, guys. They are absolutely phenomenal. You're looking for epic power metal, I mean, look no further than these guys. So go check them out. They are currently following me, and I'm following them. If you want to check them out, I'll leave their Twitter. I'll leave their Twitter handle in the section below. I would like to make a correction real quick before I get flamed for this. The band is spelled Derdain. Last time I said AIN. So, just to make that clear, Derdain. Once again, their Twitter handle will be posted in the description below. But you guys really need to listen to these guys. Really, you really do. They are really good. Not many people in the States really know about them. Once again, at least from what I know. And yeah, so go check him out. Go check him out right now. Okay? Go check him out. And in the meantime, I'm going to be getting caught up on a game I'm currently playing. So, yeah, go do that. Alright, let's play some Assassin's Creed Revelations. Awesome, this game can save at certain points of the game. Because no game's ever done that before. Alright, can we load, please? Well, I'll be. Yes, it's all your fault. The fact that I ran into you is your fault. Not mine, yours. Yeah, I'm a madman. I'm a madman who has amazing climbing ability and jumping ability. But I'm extremely mad. Yeah, that's me. I didn't want to do that. I love climbing around in this game because obviously you can't do that in this time frame, and you know, and you're just climbing around and no one really pays attention to you. They either think you're drunk for some reason, or they think you're crazy. It's beautiful. Oh hey, how you saved me from what should be very certain death.
Well, I'll be.
You'll have random women gawking at you, which is always nice. Whenever you get women gawking at you, it's usually a good thing. See if I can run into any guards here. Oh, there's some guards. Also, another thing I love about this game is you have recruits. Pretty much people who follow under you and pretty much do whatever you want them to. Like, I'll be walking up, say, behind these guys, and I can just call for an arrow storm, like instant death. Like, I could, like, walk up to them, like so, and they push me around, right? But what they don't know is, here comes death. Yay, data fragment. Now we have 50 more to go. Fantastic. You know, shouldn't someone else be playing this game? You know, someone else who has a YouTube channel based on video games? Someone who has only played the first game in this franchise and part of the second one, and that's it? Yeah. You know who you are. I'm talking to you. Go play this fucking game already. I'm sitting here doing your job. Go play it. Go play right now. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed what you heard. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I'm curious to hear about you guys, of who you think the best metal vocalist is right now. I know, obviously, I said, you know, it's going to be, it'll probably differ a bit from what my list is, but that's, you know, I want to hear your guys' opinion. I want to, you know, discuss with you, and you can tell me why they are the best metal vocalists right now. So with that being said, leave all that information below. Like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, go like my Facebook page, and go follow me on Twitter to where you can see what each episode is going to be about before it airs, and just talk with me about music. I'm always up for a discussion about anything music. So, with that being said, until next time.